Long before the rise of great cities and empires, the world was a different place. The land was ruled by gods, and humans lived under their watchful eyes. Among the oldest stories ever told is the tale of a great flood, a disaster so vast that it wiped away nearly all life. This story was carved into stone by the ancient Assyrians, a people who lived thousands of years ago in the land we now call Iraq. Their words have survived the centuries, etched into clay tablets waiting to be rediscovered. The story begins with the gods. In those days, the gods were many, and each had power over different parts of the world. There was Enlil, the king of the gods, who ruled the winds and the storms. There was Enki, the god of wisdom and water, who was clever and kind. And there were many others, each with their own role in the great order of things. For a long time humans lived in peace, but as their numbers grew, they became noisy and restless. Their shouts and struggles reached the heavens, disturbing the gods. Enlil especially grew tired of their noise. He called a meeting of the gods and said, "The humans are too loud. Their chaos must end. Let us send a great flood to wipe them from the earth." The other gods agreed, but Enki, the wise one, did not. He knew that destroying all of humanity was too harsh, yet he could not openly disobey Enlil. So he thought of another way. That night he appeared in the dreams of a good man named Atrahasis. Atrahasis was a humble servant of the gods, pious and wise. Enki spoke to him in his sleep, saying, "Listen carefully, for your life depends on it. The gods plan to send a great flood to destroy all living things. But I will not let this happen without warning. Build a great boat, strong and covered, so that you may survive the waters." Atrahasis woke in fear, but knew he must obey. He gathered his family and friends and told them of the coming disaster. Together they worked day and night, cutting wood and shaping planks, until a great boat stood ready. It was sealed with pitch to keep the water out, and inside they stored food, water, and seeds so that life could begin anew when the flood passed. When the day came, the skies darkened. The winds howled, and the rain began to fall. It rained not for hours, but for days, until the rivers swelled and the plains vanished beneath the rising waters. The earth itself seemed to drown, swallowed by the endless flood. But Atrahasis and his people were safe inside their boat, tossed upon the waves but unharmed. For 7 days and 7 nights the storm raged. When at last the rain stopped, the world was silent. The water stretched in every direction, covering the land as far as the eye could see. Atrahasis opened a small window in the boat and sent out a bird to search for dry land. The bird returned, finding no place to rest. He sent another and another, until finally a dove did not come back. This was the sign. The waters were receding. The boat came to rest upon a great mountain, and there Atrahasis and his people stepped onto dry land once more. They gave thanks to the gods, especially to Enki, who had saved them. When Enlil saw that some humans had survived, he was angry at first. But Enki spoke to him, saying, "Destruction is not always the answer. These people are good and wise. Let them live, and let them remember the power of the gods." Enlil listened, and his anger faded. He blessed Atrahasis and granted him long life, so that he might teach others the lessons of the flood. And so humanity began again, wiser and more humble than before. This story, carved into Assyrian tablets, is one of the oldest flood myths in the world. It reminds us of the power of nature, the mercy of the gods, and the importance of wisdom and kindness. Though thousands of years have passed, the lessons of Atrahasis still speak to us today. The flood may have been a punishment, but it was also a new beginning, a chance for the world to start again. And so, the words of the ancients live on, written not just in stone, but in the hearts of those who hear their tale. The great flood came and went, but the story remains, a testament to the endurance of humanity and the wisdom of the gods.